Okie dokie. OMG, so excited. So, I got my package from Rapre. And we're gonna do a little unboxing. I'm so happy. Okay, let's see what's in here. Okay. This nice little. So this is the new extender that they have for novice. It's supposed to be thicker. Oh, these are cute little colors. Oh, shit. These are cute little colors. I'm just gonna, our trash bin's not big enough, so here goes our nail tips. It's upside down. Oh dear God. Okay, okay, breathe, breathe, breathe. It's gonna be okay. Oh dear, this might be a mess. It's upside down. Oh, okay. Oof. One can only hope. Let's pray for the best, because then we're gonna have to sort it by number, and that's just gonna be a mess because it's 600 pieces. Okay, okay, doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad. Looks like they're all there. So this one is the one with the half sizes. So let's see how they fit. That's a 0, 0. That's a 0. Okay, 0's looking good. Oh my God, that is so small. Look at that. Oh goodness, that is so small. In comparison to my last set, it's not super, super small. Like, it still has a little bit of a free edge. I can still like grip it enough. But yeah, my nails are gonna grow out so nicely with these. They're not too long. I literally won't be having any free edge to cut off once I start. Okay, so toss you over there. Move you to the side. You go on top. And let's get the kit out of the box. Out of the box. Out of the box. Give the box to the cat, because it definitely wants it. Do we want this a prey bag? We can do so much things with this bag. Let's keep this bag for whatever we turn out to want to do with it. Okay, ooh wee, look at this patent leather. Oh, yes. Love it. Loosen at both sides. That way we can, whenever we want to. Okay, let's open it up. So excited. Okay. Got our little user manual. Oh, how cute. Tells us what to do with the nails. I have 1,000,000,001 of these charge ports because I have 1,000,000,001 of these Apres boxes. Okay, so it comes with the lights that I never use because it's way too small. The pH bonder, which is a dehydrator. The primer, which is a nice little sticky thing to get all the things to extend gel. Top coat, and a schmancy 100 by 180 grit file. Yes. And then we toss this little piece away because it literally does nothing for us. So put that over there with the box that we're going to give to the cats. And the nails go right in here. Oh wow. Okay, Apres, you didn't. Okay, here we go. It's a little tight of a squeeze, but it's going to be okay. They didn't make the case bigger when they made the nail box bigger, but that's gonna be okay. So, top coat, pH bonder, primer, and extend gel. It's a really tough squeeze because of this box right here being bigger and this case not being bigger. Well, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Okay, toss that to the side. And we are going to size our nails. Yes, we're going to size our nails now. Sizing your nails is the first and most important step, because if you don't have your nails to the right size, they will pop off. They should go from sidewall to sidewall. So do not push them down. They should just naturally fit from sidewall to sidewall. So this one is a tad bit too small because I still see some nail poking in right there. What I can do is file this nail in more, because this 00 is way too big. Like you can see it's just falling over into my actual thumb. So I'd rather file my actual nail than have to file down the extension a little bit. So I need a less coarse. Here we go. Let me just file that down a smidgen so both sides are V'd in, because it fits just fine if the nail's not poking out to the side. See? Perfect. So let's make sure both hands are the same. Yes, both hands are the same, and we will have to file again to make sure that it fits. Perfect. So now that we've got that, we can put these to the side. Yesterday we did all of our prep, so today all we have to do is wash our hands and do a little touch up to the top of our nails. So, and it's a lot easier and a lot faster if you know your sizes off the bat. What is under my nail? Oh. But since this is a new box and I've never used the one with the half sizes before, I kind of need to look into what my sizes are. Okay, so 4.5 is looking good. Let's see what a 5 would be like. 5 would be smaller, so we go to a 4. The higher the number is, the smaller the size in these nail tips. I think 4 would be the best. Make sure it's on both hands that you get this number. Oh. Okay. Yes, 4 would be the best. So we're gonna get 2 4s. So with this box having 600 pieces, but having half sizes, it's a lot more nails, because if you go a size higher, you can always file it down if you run out of your actual size. So that would be great. Okay, so our middle finger is a little bit bigger than our index finger. So 2's looking good. Let's try for a 3. I feel like 1's gonna be way too big. 3 is a little too small, so we're gonna go with 2. Make sure that 2 fits on both fingers. It does, it does. So our middle finger is a 2. And our ring finger is kind of the same size, but looks like it's a little bit smaller, so I'm gonna go with a 3. Let's see. 3's looking real good. Okay, 3. And okay, we're gonna go with 3 for our ring finger. And let's go for pinky finger. I think a 7 should do just fine. So once you know your sizes, you should always write them down. That way you could just go straight to them. So I always have like a sticky note on some of my other boxes, a sticky note on top of here. So as soon as I open it up, I can just get the sizes out, because I can see what my sizes are. Okay, so 7's a tad bit too small. Let's see. 6.5 is looking nice on both fingers. Yes, 6.5 is looking nice. So let's get this 6.5. Okay, so once those are all nice and sized out, put this box away. I like to get in there. Okay, I'm gonna use that pH bonder, primer, top coat, and extend gel. Okay. And since I bought a special extend gel for its thicker consistency, I want to try this one out. So So for the Extend Gel, I'm going to use it as a base coat. So Extend Gel, a lot of people are saying Extend Gel as glue. They're saying nail glue gel, nail gel glue. I don't like that because glue seems very glue, quote unquote. It sounds real 1990s ice cream truck. I bought these nails, glued them on, and they popped off when I tried to take my jeans off when I had to go to the bathroom. That's what glue reminds me of, the word glue. So I like the word Extend Gel. So we're gonna go with Extend Gel or base gel, something to that nature. Just make sure you know it's a gel, because when people say glue, it's like, oh, it dry itself. It will not dry itself. I tell you right now, you'll be shit out of luck if you don't have the knowledge that this will not dry by itself. Okay, so we open that and look at this consistency. It's so thick and immovable that it actually has indentation from the writing that was inside here. Wow, that is thick. Let's see. Let's play with this a little bit. Ooh, wow. Okay, there's a little bubble here. Let's pop that. Okay, that's not popping. It's so thick. Okay, get it. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, this is good stuff. It didn't even get on my cuticle pusher either. I love it. Okay, what are you doing? Okay, we're gonna make sure you stay in there nice and cozy. Okay, love it, just love it. Now, of course I didn't zip that up, because why would I? Okay, zip that up, move it away. And with our nails to the side, we should really figure out what we're gonna do with these colors, but that's another process for another time. I am just showing you guys how I put my nails on today. So we are going to buff up the surface because it's already prepped from yesterday when I took these nails off, so I don't have a lot to do. I'm going to wash my hands right after I finish this. I'm going to curve these ends, that way I don't have anything sticking out. And when my nails grow out anyway, I'm going to have them in an almond shape, so it'll be better to start now than later. Okay, get them into the predestined shape that I want them anyways. Okay. Okay, so I hope that this angle is good, because I kind of, ow, this is the first time I'm actually using my light for something that it's supposed to be used for, and not just to light my room up. So my ring light is actually holding my son's phone and taking this video, because I'm supposed to be listening to music, but my phone's on the charger because I didn't charge it last night, because I'm a complete ninny. But it's okay. I went to the gym last night too after I took my nails off. So I felt like I was really out here doing some shit, like, woo, productive human being. I actually chipped some of my nails at the gym because they are freshly naked. So kind of have to be nice and careful with them, and I was not. So some of them lost their complete lovely shape, but it's okay. And I have a lot of questions, people asking, is primer necessary? What's the difference between base coat and glue gel and the top coat? Honey, So primer is 100% necessary. Some people don't use primer. Primer, I find, and the pH bonder. Sometimes if I don't use pH bonder, I'll use acetone just to dry out my nails. The pH bonder is to dry out your nails and make sure that everything is in tip-top shape before going in with primer, because primer is kind of a sticky layer to adhere to the base gel or the extend gel. I'm going in now with some acetone to clean off all the dusties. Then I'm gonna go wash my hands, use my scrubber. Do not use soap because soap has oil. When you wash your hands, soap has oil and you don't want to have to redo the process that you just did. Okay, so soap has oil in it. It has natural oils, and it's like, oh well, they don't want soap to be dehydrating to your skin, so they add oils into it, and you don't want that on your nails. So okay, let's go wash our hands with some just water. Okay, I am trying to adjust this because it's kind of in my way. Like, wow. Okay, much better. Okay, so pH bonder. Let me turn on my lamp. Okay. pH bonder to dry out all these lovely little nails. Even though I just dried them out with acetone, I'm gonna go with pH bonder. You wanna do this on all 10 fingers. I'm only gonna do 5 for you. And I feel like I should do my non-dominant hand because a lot of people are like, well, how do you do your non-dominant hand? And it's easy, I've been doing it for a long time. And I think it has a lot to do with practice and the consistency. So let's move that over there. I personally like to put primer and do my my tips with the drill. So this is my, turn on the drill, and I'm gonna get all the dust. I cleaned the table yesterday, so I got all the dust off of there from yesterday, and it's gonna create new dust right now. So when you don't see, so a Prey has a number on the inside of there so you can see what size you're doing. When you no longer see the numbers on the inside is when it is good to go. When you're sizing your nails, you should be able to notice if it's going to fit around your cuticle area or not. At that point, you can say, okay, well, I think we're going to have to file down onto the cuticle area of it. And I do that simply for the flush look. It has nothing to do with not fitting. Mine fit all the time, but so it is nice and flush and I don't have that big thick ridge when it grows out. That works a lot better for me. File inside to create the ridges, and it takes a while. It's not a long, tedious process, but it does help it a lot. A lot of people just like to chemically etch it with the primer, and that's fine. I do both. I take a day of doing my nails. Like, I don't, well, I gotta do them in 30 minutes. Like, that's not gonna happen because of all the prepping that I do to my natural nails and my extensions to go on my nails. Because I never know if I'm gonna keep these on for a week or 2 weeks, and I want them to be able to last for however long I feel like keeping them on. So. This doesn't have to go really fast or on high speed or anything like that. When you get to the smaller nails, you can push open, because it's gel, so it's a little flexible. You can push it open more to be able to fit the bit in there. Or you can use a smaller bit, but a smaller bit is not going to cover so much surface area at one time, and you're going to have to be at this a little bit longer. So now that that's done, get all of this dust off my fingers, and we're going to go in with the primer. So you don't want to put on any primer if you still have to do any filing. You want to go from primer straight to putting your hands inside of the lamp. So I have my gloves. I've been doing my nails for a very long time, and I have noticed that my nail area is a lot darker than my actual hand, simply because I'm getting a lot of UV light. So I'm basically tanning, quote unquote, only my hands every week or 2 weeks when I do my nails. So let's not tan our hands anymore. We want to be better than that. So I'm pretty sure I just put the wrong glove on the wrong hand because the Melody Susie logo is on the inside. Oh well. So I'd rather have just a tanned fingers, like it doesn't, you know, whatever, but not the whole hand. So we're going to put the primer. These nails are soft gel, and they will cure and harden if they are shown to the light. So we don't want that. So we move our light away from the nails. You never want any of your products to be in the light. So we just put the primer inside until those, you can't see those ridges anymore. The primer is in the ridges that you've made. And you can feel it being tacky, you can feel it being sticky if you're doing it right. Don't put too much on, or you're gonna drown it and you won't feel the stickiness completely, but you can definitely feel it becoming tacky. I feel like I moved a nail somewhere it had no business being, because there's no way that this is my pinky. And I don't know which nail it is. So, let's see. It's looking like okay, but what is this one? This is middle, so this has to be pinky. Okay, so you go here, you go here, and you go here. Yeah, that's the issue. So, wow. You don't have to put primer on all 10 of these, but I'm going to. You know what? No, because I want to show you guys the drilling after. So I'm just gonna leave that there and put these 5 on. So you wanna prime your own now, since I've already done the pH bonder. They're all nice and ready. The if you ever have like cotton getting all over your nails from you using your cotton round, you can always just scrub that off with your little nail brush. I love my nail brush. My nail brush is life. It gets everything everywhere. So you only want the primer to be on your natural nail. It doesn't need to be on your skin. It doesn't need to be super, super close to your cuticle either. And a lot of people say that this is like a 30-minute process. It is, when you're not doing all the extras. And per usual, I'm always doing all the extras. Like I said, I want my nails to last. Some people are only doing it for a video and they're like, okay, I'm gonna take it off right after this. But me, I have to go to work tomorrow. So I like to start with my thumb first, because it's, like I said, it is on the wrong side of the hand. Like, it's in a weird place on the hand. I have learned my lesson the hard way, that you need to cover your product as soon as you're finished using them. Like, literally as soon as you finish using them. Okay, so this Extend Gel. I don't know how to use that. We're going to learn together. But for my base gel, I'm going to use the regular Extend Gel. So this is what everyone is calling gel glue. So, blah. I'm going to put my timer for 30 seconds. So when I go in there And get my full 30 seconds for this. It's thicker, the extend gel is a lot thicker because it's supposed to be holding your nail to your extension. So get a good base gel. Prey also has a base gel X, which is most likely the same formulation because it's the same thickness. So you get in there, and I like to scrub in my base coats to get into those ridges that I've created, to get into that primer so it holds really well. So push it into, and then push it up to your cuticle. Do not flood your cuticle, because then when you go to file, you're gonna have a lot of filing to do and you might not get it all. And when it grows out, you're going to be in a mess of trouble. You're gonna have to file it again when it's growing, because it's going to look trashy. It's going to look really press-on-y because it's gonna be a ridge. It's gonna be a step. Nobody wants a step. If you do notice that you've got a little bit on your sides, or if you've got some in your cuticle area, you can always use a cleanup brush. If you don't have a cleanup brush, you could use any kind of, I'm gonna show you guys right now. I have multiple little brushes. Like I've done acrylics so long. I have so many little brushes. And I have a cleanup brush, and if you don't have a cleanup brush, you can use an art brush to get. So let's see. So this is my little cleanup brush. If you get some acetone, I need a lid. Here's a lid, just from my water. Acetone dries out like nobody's business, super, super fast. So I like to mix my acetone with alcohol. There we go. Keep it from drying out super fast when I need it. I have a spare piece of napkin right there. You just dip that in there, scrub it up, and go around your edges and your cuticle. You don't want this to be saturated, because then it's going to get inside of your product and it's going to mix with it, and it's going to basically deactivate the activity, because it's not going to let it cure because it's no longer there. It's going to dry it out. It's going to remove it from the area. And you want only to remove it from where you don't want it. So, let's see. It's under your nail, I can get that. Sometimes if you leave gel on your nail for too long, it'll move wherever it wants to go. And then that's when you have to go back and make sure it's where you put it. Sometimes when you do your thumb first, it'll get into your cuticle because you moved your hand to where your thumb is upside down. So everyone's preference is different between if they want to do their thumb first or last. Okay, so now that you got your extend gel on, or your base gel, or your glue gel, put it in the lamp. Make sure there's no other gel products laying around. Sometimes it may or may not sting. It kind of stings right now because I just took off my nails yesterday, and I feel like I went a little too low. Normally I leave a thin layer of product on my nails, but I didn't know how these were gonna fit because they're a new shape and a new sizing chart. So I wanted to have my nails as naked as possible. So I think I went a little bit too low, and I can feel the heat really, really deep inside it. So, okay, let's try to figure out how to use this extend gel. So I've seen a lot of people just dip it into, so this already has the primer on it. I want your hands to be clean. Oh dang, I said I was gonna do my non-dominant hand. Well, that didn't happen clearly because the gel is on this hand. So just dip it in here and then scoop it. So we're gonna see if that works. This is my pinky finger, yes. So dip it in here and scoop it. It's really, really thick. You don't want too much because you want to be able to see how much you're gonna need. I think that should be enough, but we're going to find out together. I have my gooseneck lamp over here, so when I'm turning away, it's because I'm going to cure my nails under the gooseneck lamp. So I'm pressing it at 45-degree angle. So I don't do math. I cannot figure out what the hell a 45-degree angle is. I know what a 90-degree angle is. It's straight up and down. So if you go half of that, I think you're doing all right. And just don't squish it into your cuticle, underneath your cuticle. Okay, so let's watch this together. Ooh, so I'm pressing it down. I do see a little bit of leakage on top of my cuticle, but that's okay because we can always snip that off later. And this is a learning curve for all of us. You wanted to push all the way down until the end of your nail. His nails are kind of short. I can't really see it. Oh my God, look at that perfect little baby. So it goes all the way down. It's perfect. It's freaking perfect. It's not moving at all. Normally this would move if it was just a regular extend gel, but since it's thicker consistency, it's not moving. And I think that's why they made it for novice, for people who are new to it, because they had a lot of problem with it moving. This is perfect. No bubbles, no anything. And I'm going to see if I can actually clean this up without it moving off of here for me. Oh, this is lovely. Okay, so I do see it at the cuticle. I'm going to pat it into place. Let me see if I can just keep it there and smooth it down a little bit. Oh, this is nice. This is lovely. Okay, so it does give you a lot of room to maneuver, like to play with it. So this is different. This is nice. I like this. I do notice that it's not at my cuticle. My nail is not at my cuticle. My extension is not on my cuticle at all, and it moved down a little bit. So I am going to try to blend that in a little bit. Okay, this is nice. Okay, there's no air bubble. You want to work with it before you get an air bubble. Everyone's going to press it down and keep it pressed so it knows where it's supposed to be at all times. I use it under the flash cure light for 10-15 seconds. I don't know if it's going to need more because it's consistency or not, but we shall see. Either way, it didn't move, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem, and it's still clear, so that also shouldn't be a problem. Look at this little nubbin. Oh, I'm in love. I am in love. Okay, like, yes. Let's do it again. Okay. Just gonna scoop a little bit out of here. I think that this little learning curve is really working for me. So some of it is on the tip here. We don't want it on top. We want everything underneath. So let's start at our little 45-degree angle from the cuticle, and we're gonna push. We're going to push. Okay, so this one might not have enough gel on it because I do see it's not going all the way to the free edge. Yeah, this one didn't make it anywhere near the free edge. You can still see that there's a big old gap down here somewhere. So we're going to take that off and we're going to try again. All that product is still under the nail. I don't want to waste it. And since I'm only using this for myself anyway, I can go back in and re-dip that. And we're going to try to reuse what was already still on my nails. And to help it along, I feel like some extend gel right here, so it'll have something to glide over easier. Let's see if that works. Nice little area of gliding. Okay, yeah. Okay, and then we push it all the way to the end, and we're good. Look at it, look at it. Oh my God, look at the pretty little lady. She's beautiful. And my middle fingers, they have a crooked. They are crooked as I don't know what. All the little Asian ladies, when I used to go get my nails done, they're like, your finger that do that. I know my finger do that. Both my middle fingers have been broken. Not so much broken, but slammed in doors. Like both of them have been slammed into a door or another. So I like this short. Oh my God, it's so short. Like it's not even visible short, because this kind of short gives you the opportunity to not be able to see the crooked in my nail. Watch, let's see. So I'm gonna put a little bit of extend gel so it gives a little glide, just a little bit in the middle. Okay, and then we're gonna dip it in this one. And like we learned from last time, see, we're gonna put a little bit more. That way we can get it down. Okay, stay underneath. So 45-degree angle. And push. And push. Oh, yes, and push. And we got it, okay? So this is lovely. This it went a little far down to where it's okay. It was past my natural nail, and it went into a little under or past the extension. So we're going to have to either file that down, or we're going to work with it. So you can see that it went all the way down into the extension, but you can also see that it's clear and there's no bubbles on my actual nail. So that is lovely. That is lovely. This is why you need a full light like this, because once you do your flash cure, you need to do it under the big light for 60 seconds. Everything needs to be cured for a full 60 seconds. Like that is the number. There's no other number that is more important than curing for a full 60 seconds. So let's get this one. It's not spread into here all the way, so we want to spread it, make sure it's all the way in here. If you ever pick it up and it's not all the way in there, I'll just play with it until I've noticed. Play with it until it smooths out. Okay, get to that cuticle and where you want it and press. Oh my, I am so excited. This is lovely. I may or may not have some filing to do, but that's okay. I'm not really concerned about that because I was gonna file anyway. If you ever get extend gel past your natural nail and into the extension, you can always put top coat to a non-wipe top coat under there. That way it doesn't attract lint and things like that, because I completely understand lint being under your nails because it's still a tacky layer. You don't want lint under your nails. So once this is done, before I even file, because filing creates dust, you don't want dust under there either. So before I even file, I'm going to put top coat under my nails because this came down a little too far. If you ever have that problem, just put some top coat. And especially if you're going to be doing a design or color over it and you're not going to see that there is gel underneath your nail, it's not clear or anything like that, you're not going to see all of these lines and things, just put some top coat under there to keep it from getting sticky. So get to that 45-degree angle, and don't want any air bubbles. Air bubbles are the devil. So push until your air bubbles are gone. Push until your air is out. No air. Okay, like Jordan Sparks said, how am I supposed to breathe with no air? You're not supposed to. You get no air. No air bubbles. Okay, so this one is way short. My thumb is way short. So I think my thumbnail is somewhat longer than the actual extension. Oh my God, these are so itty bitty. Okay, so we're going to put this in here for a full 60 seconds. So my timer's already on 30. I'm just gonna go straight to 60. Put it in there for a full 60 seconds. Okay, and while we're doing that, let's talk about the difference between our gels. So we've got Extend Gel, which can be used as a base gel, which is what they call nail glue. The Extend Gel is what adheres your nail to the primer to the extension. This is also Extend Gel. It comes in a little cuppy, and it is the same thing as Extend Gel in the bottle. It's just way thicker, so you cannot, like, you saw how much I struggle with this right now, trying to, like, even, like, look, it does not go in there. Like, if this was in a regular bottle, it would just been swirling around. So this is their new formulation for novice, for people who are inexperienced. And I'm not inexperienced, but I like to buy new things. So woo-wee. Top coat. Top coat. This is a non-wipe top coat. You don't have to use alcohol to cure this, or to make sure that it's shiny. And I'm going to put that on the underside, because you do not want it to turn sticky. So all the gel that seeped out is going to get cured. And it adds a lovely layer of strength to your nail. So we have to file these, because you do see like the little nubbins on the bottom, like the little plastic pieces where they came off of their molds. So you always want to file your ends anyway. Okay, and get under there. Your natural nail will most likely be coated in this top coat as well, so that's okay. It just bonds it way better to the tip. Okay, so now we go to the thumb. The thumb had way more issues than I expected, so I'm going to have to do some surgery to the thumb. Once you have issues like this, you should always try to figure out how to manage it. I think with this top coat, I'm going to be able to shape it a little bit better, because it is bumpy under here, because most of the Extend Gel came straight to the tip. So that means you had too much Extend Gel. If it comes all the way too far down, or it bubbles up at the top, you had to mix the Extend Gel. So that's fine. Remember with the pinky, there was some on the top. So there was still some on the top. We don't want that sticky layer when I go to file. So we're just gonna put that there. And we're still gonna file straight through that, but I just didn't want it clogging up my bits. So we're going to, and we're going in here for another 60 seconds. The nails are clear, so I don't have to flip them upside down, because the light's gonna go straight through the nail. But if you had a colored nail and you put top coat on the bottom of it, you need to flip your hand upwards. That way the light can get into the actual gel, because it's not going to get through color. So if you have color on the top, or if your nail is a color and you put Extend Gel or put top coat under it, you want to be able to show the light to your gel. Okay, show your light to the gel. Okay, so I only went 30 seconds with that, and this is what they look like. It looks really flush. I don't have to do too much filing. I can see it looks really, really nice and flush. I still notice that my fingers are hella crooked, but that's okay, because it's always like that. My finger that do that. And close up, there's gonna be some filing done, so you wanna close up all your products. Close them up, because you get dust in it, it's just gonna be a plethora of problems later on. So, move everything to the left, and whip out your handy dandy carbide bit, or mandrel bit. with your I have a really nice tool, utility roller to my right. So that's what I'm stretching over and doing. Okay, putting on a new one of these. And we're turning, turn off light. No one's in there. And we're turning on this. We don't need it to be really, really high because we're going around the cuticles and we're going over the top of the nail. We want it to be going in the right direction. When you get really close to your cuticles, you want to know how to do that, and you want to know how to do it smoothly because it's going to hurt like the dickens if you do it wrong. You can always do this with a hand file. I suggest you doing it with a hand file if you're not really 100% with the because it's not necessary. Ooh. And this is how you get your cuticles really, really flush. You have to get into that cuticle area. You have to push back those cuticles so you can see where you're filing. And if you have product in your cuticle, you can always nip that off or use a hand file. I don't have a lot of product in my cuticle, so that's not what I'm doing. I'm actually sealing my cuticles. I am making it flush. If there is any product there, it's not enough to become a problem. It's just gonna flip right off in this process. And you just go up and down around. Okay, so this is the pinky with the extra gel on the top, and that's why I put top coat on it, so I wouldn't get gel gunking up my sanding band, especially not a sticky gel. So now that my cuticles look semi-decent, we can go in with a hand file and smooth out those sides and get that shape. So you see all this extra filing that's being done. If you would have put primer on the next hand's amount of nails, you'd get all of this dust inside your primer, which would be inside of your nail tip, which would adhere to your nail. You don't want that. You don't want all of that dust inside your nail. So if you still have any issues with your shape, you can always do it in this juncture right here. So I have some gel at the bottom that needs to come off. So I'm going to use a coarser side to get that gel from down there because it is in my way. Okay, so, and you want to shape these to your heart's content. These are really short, so it's not a lot of shaping you can do, honey. It already comes in a shape, so you better be okay with the shape it comes in because it'd be shit out of luck. Okay, so get that little nubbin off the tip there. And for the top of the nail, you can either use this or let's find one. Here we are. You can use a buffer. So if you didn't have to do any shaping around here and you didn't have to do any cuticle work, you could just go in with a buffer, and the buffer would make enough abrasion to be able to do your any of the nail work you wanted to do on that. So put some alcohol on that and voila. Look at that beautiful nail. Just get off that, all that dusty. Look at that beautiful nail. So if you see any like sharp edges or anything that you don't want, you always want to look at it from all angles because I can see that the underneath still has some gel that's not making me happy. And if you have gel on your underneath, if you have this bit, you can go on the underneath of it. It's a needle nose bit. So some kits, some nail kits come with it. Where's mine? Here we are. So if you buy a kit of bits, like, it comes with it. So it's a needle nose bit. And just turn it on. Always want to be going the right direction for the nail you're doing. Get down here and just file away. Because I can feel this gel under here, and that's going to irritate the ever-loving soul out of me. So, nobody wants that. This can all be done at the end, but I wanted to show you, so because some people just forget, like, oh, I was doing other things. I understand. Completely understand. And it's actually on my nail, my skin. So I have my nippers. It's on my skin. That's what I was feeling. It's not under my nail anymore because I shaved that off, but it's on my actual skin. So take your nippers and flick that off. Take your nipper. And there we go. And get under there a little bit until you can't feel it anymore. You don't want to feel it, don't feel it. And voila, look at that perfectly good nail. It's really, really short and I like it. And you can still see my natural nail under here. So when I take off the color, I can see where to cut. Or it's really short, so you don't even need to just cut it off. You can just file it down and soak it off at the end. So we're gonna do the same thing with all these nails, and we already have the top coat underneath it, so you're not gonna get any dust attaching to the nail, and that's wonderful. You're gonna get these, you're gonna get these all nice and buffed up so where it's clouded like that, and once it's clouded like that, you know it's abrased enough to where you can put your color on or anything like that. Get into these cuticles, push your cuticles back. Do not cut your cuticles. You should never cut into your cuticles. Nip them. Do not use this drill like all the way into your cuticles where it hurts and you're bleeding, because then you've opened your body. You don't want that, because then the dust gets in there and that's just not healthy either. So some people have a rounded bit. I don't like to use my rounded bit because it doesn't get into my cuticles. I have a straight bit, and the straight bits will cut you. They will cut you like nobody's business. So get into that cuticle, you get behind the nail with the edge of it, and you push into the cuticle lightly, and you do that with all of the nails. You get on that side wall and you push into it lightly, and this closes up the area so you don't have anything poking out, anything that was not adhered to your nail correctly. All of that just disappears with so if you go really slow, you shouldn't have a problem. If you go really fast, you definitely will have a problem if you cut yourself, because you're going to cut yourself so fast, you're not going to know you cut yourself until you're gushing blood everywhere, and then you're mad. So now that we've got that, we're going to go in and do our sidewalls. And get our sidewalls nice and flush to our skin. And we're going to get that shape. You want to make sure you're not filing one side more than another side, because your nail will turn into a completely different shape, and you're like, I have to do that nail over again because it's crooked. It didn't go on your hand crooked, but you filed it to where it is now crooked. You don't want that. And some of these files, like this one, has a 100 side and a 180 side. You want to continue to stay on the same side. Some of these files are the same color. This is one grit, so this is 80 and this is 80. This is the same grit, so it's the same color, it's fine. But some of them are the same color and they're different grits. Like this one is black. If you didn't see the 180 and then the 100 on one side, you wouldn't know which side was which. So you always want to find a file that has different colors, that way you never get confused. You want to stay on the same grit level for your whole nail. If you're going to start with 180, stay with 180. If you're going to start with 100, stay with 100. I started with 180 because I don't need it to be cutting into the shape that's already there. I just need it to smooth out the shape that's already there. And this is my wonky finger, so it's already crooked, and here it is. It's fucking crooked. Started crooked, it's going to end crooked. Fuck it. I have given up on making my nail not crooked. This nail, oh my god, this one is like invisible. I didn't know how short this was. So you don't have to put your nail straight to your cuticle area. You can pull it down a little bit and start lower. That elongates the nail. So this pinky finger didn't stay all the way in my cuticle, so it's the longest nail because it's not in the cuticle area. It didn't start in the cuticle area. So this is literally the longest nail. So, but this one is the shortest. Hi, bro, what the fuck? But it is the shortest, and get that little nubbin off the end, and you got whatever that is. So embarrassing. Oh god, that's embarrassing. That's just not gonna work out. Oh well, no one's gonna look at my nails. Anyone looking at my nails is a nail girly, and you're already gonna get this video, so hey, that's that. And here we are. We're gonna file it, and we've got our sidewalls nice and done. We've got our shape nicely done. And this is what we are left with. This is nice. I like this. This is nice. So we can easily buff the whole hand at once. We just go over it like this. And get these sides. Always get the sides because that's where peeling happens most of the time, is at the bases and the sides, because you just go over it and you forget that you have sidewalls. You have sidewalls. Sidewalls are important too. A buffer is not coarse. You can buff your whole hand. You can buff your skin. Like, it's not coarse. It's not gonna hurt you. Always get you a nice soft buff. And I have a little bit of extra gel underneath this one, I can feel. So we're going to go in with the needle bit again. If you have a cone bit, that works too. I actually do have a cone bit. It's a little coarser. So let's try this cone bit and see if it gets under there nicely. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yes. Okay. And this is a little fast. This is going a little fast. There we go. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, let's get all of these. See, this is a 30-minute process for people who don't do any of this. They do all of this off camera, or they don't show you that they need to do this. And then when you take an hour on your nails, you're like, what the hell? Why is it taking so long? Everyone else is doing it in 30 minutes. Honey boo-boo. It is 30 minutes if you don't have any prep. It is 30 minutes if you don't have any problems. And we are regular human beings, and we have regular jobs. We don't spend all our day creating content on YouTube. So of course, it's not going to take us 30 minutes. We already went under this thumbnail, so we're good. Okay, we're going to take some alcohol, and we're going to put it on our scrubber, and we're going to scrub our nails. I'm going to get under the bottom side too, so I can show you what these nails look like after they're nice and cleansed. So we want our cuticles to look luscious, okay? We don't just get all that off the cuticles. Get it all off the cuticles. And look at that. This is what we want our nails to look like underneath. We want our base, before we put any color or anything on it, this is what we want our nails to look like. So Are we doing wonderful, ladies? We're doing wonderful. This is kind of short. This is way hella short, and this is nice. So the rest of them are just over there in the middle somewhere living their life. I like this size because I'm growing out my nails and it'll be easier to maintain. And when my nails do grow, they can just grow straight into this size and no one's gonna know the difference between me wearing extensions and me wearing my natural nails because I've already let them grow out in this manner. So I like this. I like this a lot. If you have any more questions, please feel free to text me. Like, I am always here for your questions. I don't know what design I'm gonna do, but I feel like I need to incorporate these colors because I did pay $15 a bottle for these. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, so we have all our products. Any of these products you have a question about, I am just here for you. This is bonder, this is pH bonder. This just dries out the nails. This is primer. This is a sticky layer that dries by air that attaches to the extend gel. This is top coat. That is a no white top coat. You don't need alcohol for this top coat. Just put it in the lamp, pull it out, and you're good to go. Okay. Like I said, don't get too close to your cuticles. Don't cut your cuticles. Use a buffer so you don't change the shape of the actual nail. You don't want to change the foundation of the nail, the structure of the nail, because then it becomes too thin on the top and then it looks flat. You don't want it to look flat. So if you see from the side, it has a little curve. You want to keep that curve because that's your stress point. And once you hit your stress point, if it goes dink and it's flat, it's going to shatter. It's going to go straight through and it's just going to pop off. But if you have that little bump, it'll impact into that bump and it'll stop. So when you take your nails off, if you do have like little dark marks, like little blood streaks, it's because you hit your nail on something and it stopped. That impact stopped because of your structure. And I like that. I like that a lot about a lot of the nails that come with a apex. Some people just like that flat nail. I don't like that flat nail look. It's just weird. So, but here we are. This is the finished product. Before I do any kind of design, if you want to know what design I do, you can always just text me and let me know, or you can see me at work. But yes, it's been lovely hanging out with you guys today. I'm gonna do this hand because it's looking a little bare and it's looking a little lonely. So talk to you later, girlies. Bye.